But we get blamed anyway. It's my fault. My fault. W's and talking about tugging on Superman's cape.
Eating yellow snow.
He confused us. It confused us. Obviously, a good target, guys, is what number?
Yep.
Let's see what people are like sending me all kinds of questions. Oh yeah. Sure, Dan, you should call me. I'll tell you exactly what happened there, Mr. Robbins. 31 is it, Stan? That's it. 31. Now again, do you want to get stopped out at 31 if you have one contract left? Yeah. It's been a month of craziness. So I had to go through the low budget people for talent for the microphone. That's why I ended up with Paul instead of you.
That's right. No shame in my game.
It's like, I don't give a crap.
No.
If it makes me a better trader, I'll do it.
That's right. No, I believe he's calling me low budget.
I don't know. Maybe I call Dan low budget.
Well, if Dan's low budget, I'm in trouble.
I don't know. I think you both bring something different to the table. All right. We got 4 minutes in. You can definitely bring donuts.
So you had me thinking about that donut burger you talked about yesterday.
Hey, it's a good cheap cheat sandwich. Come on.
Jeez.
It's a great cheat sandwich. Yeah, you do. You definitely owe me sushi. All right. So we got slow morning, guys, ladies and gentlemen, those that aren't in a trade. Even if we see a setup before 9:36, let's go ahead and get everybody engaged. Everybody ready to rock and roll. You could look for first touch rule here. You could look for anything really in this zone. If we continue to slide down today, I'm going to adjust these zones down some. They're just a hair off. Just a hair off. Just a bit outside. What's that?
Major League?
Is that Major League?
I think it was, right? Just a bit outside.
Oh, yeah. Just a bit outside. Yeah, Major League.
Great movie.
Yeah. Sarcastics, hooks. Try to find yourself a little M here.
Yep, it's setting up.
Trying to find something. Those of you who aren't in this. You know your risk. If you enter, I'll put that stop on the swing point you enter on. The top of that. So you can take very little risk. I mean, originally you probably would want to use the prior swing. And then as soon as you're in the profits, bring it down to the current swing. which is in our rule set, right? It's in our rule set. So if you're fixed 3.2 and a half point stop loss on your bracket order, ATM, you can still try this out. If it goes against you 2.5 points, you get stopped out 2.5 points. If it doesn't, you made money. That's how trading works, guys. There's no one trade that says this is going to be the winner. This is going to be the one that's going to make my month. So you have to work on probabilities, which is why we use overbought stochastics. We look at other indications. And it is interesting that we started going down this morning with these low ticks. That I think would see a push up a little bit. It is kind of interesting. But yesterday we got the push up prior to the open, then the sell off. So that might happen again. In reverse. Might see a little bit of sell off. Some kind of little rally. Push back down. But also keep in mind, every time we've been in this range here, guys, what's happened? Anyone? What's happened every time this has been in this range? Everybody? Okay. Craziness. Wake some people up. Who's done for the morning already? Yeah, push up part of the. This is nuts, guys. Hopefully everybody's gotten the target off already now. You guys get a target off. That way you can get a risk-free trade. As soon as you can, get that first target off. We're at 1.68 ATR, so that would be about 5 ticks would be your first target.
Yeah.
About 5 ticks would be your first target. 5. Yeah, push up. So we've seen it. Let's take a look at this real quick, guys. Real quick. We'll do it real quick. Everybody's in the trade. You have your own charts. Just manage. Every time we've been in the zone, look at this. Craziness. These two areas have provided some pretty darn interesting price action. Let's put it that way. Look at that. Every time. And we went back. I need to load some more data on this. Look at this, guys. Every time price has been in these two areas, it's been crazy price action. Why would we expect anything else? I'll load some more days and show you guys. But that's enough to give you the idea, right? So why would we expect it? So if this doesn't act like support, what do we think then? Let's do a momentum bar. How about that? Hourly momentum bar if it doesn't hold a support. Does that make sense, Parthy? Crazy price action. And expect it. Don't think about it, guys. You don't even think about it. You look back on the chart and say, okay, well, this is what's happened. Then you formulate a plan. Now we can say, who is paying attention to words coming out of my mouth? Write down stuff now. Paul, kick them. Tell them they got to write it down.
I'm too busy writing.
I'm not gonna give my analysis if nobody wants it. Are you guys listening? Brian's analysis doesn't matter. He's gonna say the same thing he always says. This is where you write crap down, people. Remember earlier when we said, hey, below 31, we probably are going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at shorts. If it stays below there, why? We just did it. If you look back on the chart, it says if it stays below there, it's going to sell off pretty heavily. So what do we expect? If it doesn't stay below there, we expect it to have some crazy swings. That will still give us opportunities. So what do? We wait on rallies to the top of the zone, toward the top of the zone. You wait for how many point rallies in? About maybe 10 7 to 10 point rally. Was it? 7.5 point
7.5.
rallies. 7.5 point rallies to 10 point rallies puts us pretty close to the top of the zone here. So those will give us lots of short opportunities as well. Now somebody's saying, well, why aren't we going to go counter trend if it looks like two-way trading in the zone? Because it's always been garbage in this zone. Garbage. So do you want to trade garbage or trade outside of the garbage? We want to trade outside of the garbage. So when you know that there is, when you're in a zone that's right, this is the part that's important. When you know you're in a zone that has repeated itself over and over, you do not trade in the middle of the zone. Trade on the extremes of the zone. Now, somebody's going to say, well, we got in this short in the middle of the zone. Yeah, we did it before the market was open. Now, today's really slow too, so maybe today proves to act a little different. Hopefully that's helpful for everybody. What do you think, Paul? Helpful or not helpful?
I think it's very helpful. Keep in mind this 36 is very
It's
strong.
marked off right here.
Very strong. Is it marked?
Oh, yeah. 36 is pretty strong. You're right. It has been for some time.
For a long time.
This is another good. I mean, think about it, guys. What did we say yesterday? If all you did was short below 36 and stayed long above 36, you've done pretty good. Now, I'm not saying that's your only trading plan for the rest of your life, but you could do pretty well. Let's see if you make money above 36. I would bet yes. See if you make money above 36. Now, so this is going to prove to us that, right? This is going to prove to us that what we just did wasn't a waste of time. Now we realize to expect this, right? Oh, Coach Brian, you're so magical. How'd you know this was going to happen? And we had to wait for a rally to the top side of the zone to short again. No, nobody's thinking that. Am I being too am I being too dramatic this morning?
Just a touch.
Just a bit
Just
dramatic.
a bit. Outside.
Yeah. You, sir, are just a bit outside.
A bit outside today.
I just want people to be successful at this. That's it. And have some fun doing it. And have some fun doing it. We gotta have fun doing it, guys. Gotta have some fun. What was the range? Oh, I thought I said that. Yeah. I have it marked off on the chart here. Yeah. I have it marked off on the hour. I mean, it's pretty much marked off on the 15-minute chart too. It's just a little bit tighter of a range. But basically 43 to like 31. Which again, I mean, we've had this range marked out on this chart, on the charts for a while.
That's not right. Thank you so much.
Because it's acted funky in these ranges for a while. So these ranges have very much acted like support and resistance for literally over a month. Over a month, guys, these ranges that are on the chart have acted like support and resistance since March 31st. And actually, if you go back further, we've seen this kind of price action in February in the same area. But at least since March 31st, you've gotten a pretty darn good idea what this zone does. And so you got to realize that the market's going to have memory. When it gets back to these areas, it tends to act the same. So what do we think? If you're going to take a short trade, throw some more logic. If you're going to take a short trade in an area that likely is going to act like support, what kind of setup may you be looking for? What trade setup would you be looking for if you want to take a trade in a zone where it's going to act like support, but you don't know that? It has in the past. What's set up? Okay. Do some. Does anybody can anybody hear me? Okay. You guys are gonna miss a trade, and it's gonna be my fault because nobody's responding. What setup do you think you want to look for if you're in an area where you know that there's a good chance it could rally another? Uh, I don't know. It could rally another 7 or 8 points from here, right? Maybe even 10 points from here. What setup would you think you'd want to look for to take the next short? You could do that, but then you're gonna have to say, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm only gonna do that if it gets to 44, right? Hey, an M. So yeah, the 9 tick rule you can use, but you don't want to use that in a range. You don't want to use that when you see this. Okay, this is a big one we're gonna cover today. When to use even 16 tick rule, 9 tick rule, same thing. You don't do it in areas where price is currently playing around in. When you use this 9 tick rule, you want price to move out of an area, or you want there to be some kind of retracement in a continued in a trend, and then use the 9 tick rule. You don't want to do it in a consolidation pattern. So that would be fine. 9 tick rule would be perfectly fine, but you tell yourself, I will start looking at it around 44. I'm not going to look at the 9 tick rule until it moves outside of this. So then you say, the next thing I can look at is anything in the middle here. I could probably look at an M. Could look at an M trade. Why could we look at an M in the middle? Because that's where we took our first trade from. First trade. So you could do that. You can look for an M. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Life is like a box of chocolates. It's the worst chocolate flavor in a box.
Ooh. That's a tough one.
It's got to be that like cream one to me. That's like the nat. Like, give me some caramel. Give me some peanut
Yeah, I
butter.
like
give me
that.
something.
I'm not a fan of the cherry one either.
Chocolate. Yeah. Oh, that one's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's got a weird
That's
taste.
the worst one. Yeah, it's only been sitting in the same box for the past like 25 years.
It's not even a cherry anymore.
No. It's,
Some sort of chemical reaction.
it was actually never a cherry. It used to be an oyster. And if you leave boxes of chocolate in warehouses for 25 years, with a tiny little oyster inside, it turns into a cherry. What? That doesn't make sense. That's not how it works.
I don't think so.
Oh. I'm excited. I got these two new little trees. Simple things. It's little things in life for me. Little things. That's all there is to it. All right. We had two winning trades so far today. Anybody take the try to jump early on this little M here, or take the first look at stochastics? Did anybody do that? Anybody short right now?
I am.
I knew you were. You were short. You got short at
Still-
37.
That is correct.
Yep. Knew it. How did we? Good job, Killer B. How did I know that? So, but you take these, right, Sandra? This is the one that you could have taken. M trade. This is in your win, lose, or draw. We got to see the trades being taken. So we can have something coach on, ma'am. Just not 27 trades every day. 943. Oh, you wait here. Small win. Okay, that's good. So what question would be on this one, Captain K, is why wouldn't you do that again, huh? Especially with the M forming at almost the exact high. Why wouldn't you do that again? Confidence? Thinking it was going to run up? All right. There you go. That's a lot of times I try to catch these M's on that second leg, like right when it's crossing that HMA, and especially when it starts getting real defined. Try to catch those M's on the second leg, get a little better fill price, because your stop's the same, right? You're going to use the same stop. You've got to use the same stop, even if you enter on the midpoint of the M, and you enter here, you're using the exact same stop. So a lot of times when it's get a little pretty well defined, I try to jump in a little earlier, especially the ones again that are pretty symmetrical like this. That whole well, think about it. Like 37. I knew Paul got filled at 37 to 35.25. That's it's like almost an entire trade worth of profits, right? Yeah, I figured that. But I mean, again, we don't know. We just know what's happened in the past, and we know that price gets a little wonky around here. Look, it's doing it. I mean, it really is doing it. I mean, is it to the extremes that we looked at before? No. Could it still get there? Yeah. So, kind of like in a little support zone. I mean, technically, we are in a zone on the bigger outlook of things. This 10-point zone um, has been the hardest thing to trade, right? Outside of this 10-point zone, we've been able to crush it. So no, we just know. Everybody make note. Hey, look, this 10-point zone we are in right now has erratic price action. So maybe my thought process is to play on either side of the zone. Unless I see something so stinking obvious that I can take. Look at this. What is going on here? Just this literally just speaks to what we're talking about right now. Just erratic price behavior in the zone. You don't get a lot of follow through, and then it reverses on you, and then it creeps up, and then one time it's going to shoot down, the other time it's going to shoot up, and then creep down. I was thinking about how to make this a commercial. It's like the Men's Warehouse commercial. Take my word for it. You're gonna like the way you trade. Thanks for laughing, Sandra. Is it? And you hear the Men's Warehouse commercials all the time in Atlanta.
Yeah.
All the time. Are my charts running the right way? I mean, I'm kind of curious. Like, this is like, you got all this little nothingness right here, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we are stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. I'm sitting here watching the YM rip up and NQ's running up and ES is like doing
We're
nothing.
trying.
I was like, man, give me something I can like get a hold of. I was wondering why I wasn't hearing Coach. Were you hearing Coach in the background?
Yeah, I can hear him talking.
I didn't have it. I gotta refresh that page. You guys know what to do, right? I mean, we are getting overbought. If you're aggressive, take the hook on stochastics when it starts hooking down. If you want to be a little more conservative, you take the M as in for M for Michael Jordan. I don't know. If you want to do a non-tick roll now, you can start looking at that. Let me see if I can get my headset to work in the other room. Opportunities. But just curious on this. Did anybody do the trend line break on the long side? Anybody do that? I will delete it. You might end up with one on the short side. This little area, the 15 range, gives us pretty good trend line breaks on the. Believe it or not, that little 10-point zone can provide nice little trend lines. Those make it easier. So here we go. Like the exact rally we thought we might have. So now's where we start looking for the M. If you're aggressive, take the hook and stochastics. You could look at like a 9-tick rule if you're aggressive right now. I still think that we'd be patient, let it get close to the volatility number, or we see a really defined well M. What? Oh, yeah. I had it there just for you, buddy. Trend line just for you. So either an M or up into the 44 area, guys, we can look to short that. Isn't it great how looking back on your charts helps with stuff like this, guys? Somebody please say yes on that I'm just getting through to somebody. Thank you, Sandra. It's great, right? Look back on your charts. It tells you stuff. You can get a little story from it. I'm not some kind of guru. I just looked back on the chart and said, you know what? There's a good chance we're going to see a little bit of a rally here. So let's be patient on our trades. Those that did the 9 tick rule, first target off. First target off. Even a little M formed here, guys. Not the best M, but down, we'll push up, wick up, and the push down. So either way, you should have gotten a target off. Either way. Now, again, guys, I still think, I mean, you look at these as little scalps until they start to run your direction. Still think we got a chance we get up to this zone up here. So you don't know, but you also miss 100% of the trades that you don't take. So everybody should have gotten a target off that did this properly. Doesn't matter if you had a sell stop in or you played the M. Everybody should have gotten a target off on this by now. All right, everybody got it. Yay. Like a proud papa. This almost is like taking candy from baby, guys. I know it's awful to say, but seems to be working out pretty well for us, doesn't it? Seems to be working out pretty well for us. Obviously, I don't think I have to tell you guys, multiple contract traders, meaning if you have 3 or more contracts, these zones are good profit-taking targets. Don't have to tell you guys that, but I will just say it to say stuff. We need something to talk about, Paul. Come on. Guys, give us something to talk about.
Not a lot going on.
I know. We need something to talk about. We just, what are we, 3 for 3 today on official trade calls? Yeah,
Yep.
3 for 3. 3 for 3 official trade calls. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I don't know if that's impressive in itself, but I was thinking we'd probably get. Just like yesterday, get about 4 in for the morning session.
Still looking for that runner.
Hey, we always get one. We don't know where it's going to come from, but we always get one. This could end up being it. It could be it. Doubtful. Could we
especially
get
at
back
this
to
level.
31? Have to really probably get the. Where'd you guys get filled at? Don't use my fill price. Where'd you guys get filled at? Where'd y'all get filled? Y'all get filled at. Where'd y'all get filled at? What do you mean by filled?
I'm in
Not
at 40-50. How about that?
I'm not talking about your creepy uncle at Christmas time. No.
Phil.
40-50. Oh, you guys 40-50. Okay. So I can't use my 41. 30? What? 30? Are you long? Wait. 39. Okay. A little late to the party, but it's all right. Just a little late to the party. What'd you do? Catch the retracement there, Tom? I bet that's what happened. Call it the retracement. I guess yes. Yeah. I knew it. I knew it. Now we can do this. You know what? Everybody should have at least a contract off so we can do one of these guys.
Order filled.
And we need to die, you dirty dog.
Die, you dirty dog.
All right, it's official. This one's going to be a runner. I mean, maybe it does go back down to 31. It breaks 30. It breaks what was the exact low? 31. That's silly. The exact low was 31 too, as well. Is it? And you know what's funny about that? I think somebody said if we trade below 31, we might short heavier.
Bet the ranch.
And that's what I said, basically. Throw everything, including the kitchen sink at it. But it stopped at 31 exactly. How hilarious is that? 31 exactly. Like, can't even do better than that. If you can, let me know. I want to subscribe to your trade room. I do. All right. We got a little bit of a runner on our hands. Just a little bit of one. Just a little bit of one. Everybody should be green at this point. If you're red, now is absolutely the time to let us know because you've been doing something completely different than us this morning. And we have talked through everything. Now, if you're red, we're not going to yell. We're not going to scream. I'm just going to politely ask,
why?
What trades did you take to get yourself red? And then we're going to move past that, and we are going to help you get green. One service no other trade room on the planet offers is to help you get green service. So, is everybody green this morning? Yes, just a quick W or a quick Y. Nice. Good job, guys. Good job. Who else? I know Tom is. Yeah, I knew it. Paul's green. All right. Sandra.
Green.
Green.
Slightly.
Stan. Stan's green.
Sandra, hey,
Yeah. Stay on the reservation with us, dear. Stay on the reservation.
kiddo,
Stay
step
on
away
the
from the mic or from the mouse.
Step away from the mouse. You're done. Who else are we missing? There's Stan. Stan, you got to be green. Stan's got to be green. There's MK. You got to be green, right? Or did you go off the reservation today? If not, private message me, guys. Look, if you don't want to say it in public, private message me. I don't care. I'll help you. I want you to be green. And we don't have much time left in the morning session to make it happen, y'all. Help me. Help you. Help me.
Landscapers.
How often do you get your yard
It's not. That's not us. That's the neighbor.
I was going to say.
I'm going to go there and tell them that they can't come.
Wait, what are you guys doing? I mean, it's honestly not that bad.
Yeah, it probably sounds worse on my end here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can hear it definitely, but it's really not that bad.
Green and Sim, small and red, small red and cash. MK. Okay. There you go, Brian.
We can fix that. All right. Way to be honest.
We have
Let's do it.
tools.
We have the technology. We have the technology. But first, I got to ask, why not this trade that we talked through? Why not this trade? 16 tick rule, M, little crazy looking M here. Why not this trade? Or is this the one you're talking about? Try to do it down here, right? Tried to get that right here is what he did back here. Yep. It's funny how the coach knows all, right? Okay. And you just didn't re-enter when we actually said, let's go for it. Didn't pull the trigger. Got it. The next time, I'm going to be like, hey, MK, you're pulling the trigger this time. All right, good. That's fine. But remember, here's the thing, guys. If it's a well thought out trade, and MK, we talked about this too, remember? No, it was Captain K. Captain K, you and I talked about this. Remember, you have a well thought out trade, doesn't go your direction, and then it starts working your way. What do? You just put a sell stop back in at the exact price you exited at. And then you can trail it up. So if you see a trade, it looks good, right? Because this did look good. Don't get me wrong. You could have said, okay, this is it. But this is the other reason is what kind of order do you use on this? And I'll find a trade for you in a minute, MK. I can't help that the market's just moving down and we're trailing stops and there's no real entry signal. If we break below 31 and we get a flag, you can do that, MK. All right. If we break below 31 and we get like a bear flag, you can do that. But what kind of order should you enter this trade on? What kind of order? I bet you use market, right? Did you use market order? Yeah. Saves you a little bit of headache if you use a stop order below the low. So I want you to start practicing using the stop orders for those consolidation breaks and M breaks and W's. Please start doing that. All right. That's step 1 to recovery. Step 2 on the road to recovery. Let's wait for a high probability setup and get you in it. Everybody else, I hope you guys are enjoying your ride to the downside for our, let's see, where we get filled at. Oh, that sound just keeps getting, sometimes it's so low, sometimes it's loud. I'll say something, Coach. You got voices. You got voices in your head? What?
That's what I was thinking. Do you need to be concerned?
I've been trying to adjust the volume on the other room, and it keeps getting too low or too loud, and I can't hear what's happening. I need some inspiration. My co-mic buddy doesn't give me comedic inspiration.
Trying to overdo trying to be louder than the landscapers here.
You're
Trying to keep quiet.
Seriously, you can't. They're not that big of a deal. Let's see. Let's
They
find
sure are
some.
loud here.
It doesn't sound like that loud to me.
Okay. I have the gain turned way down.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah, the
I wonder
directional.
if. Wait, to the right turns the gain up.
Right, to the right turns it up.
How about, do I sound louder now? How about now? Do I sound louder?
Scream. No, you're pretty clear.
Clear as mud. Clear as mud. All right, MK, you might get a chance here in a second. Look, zone. Zone's been playing. This zone is playing. So
Here we go. Fun fact. Guess what the Crable low number is? Just guess. Wild guess.
I know exactly what it is. It's 31.
Yeah, I think that might work.
I will go with Crable breakout trade.
Today I would take it. Yes.
Golly, this is the most in like a year I've used that trade setup.
Oh,
But honestly, it probably would work. What time is it? Yeah,
I think today it will because that's such a strong one.
it's gonna. Here's the deal. Crable probably again. We look back through the chart, right? So odds are Crable would work today because every time it's been in the zone, price has gone up and down through it. So it's a good stinking chance that a Crable would be playable. What's the Crable high?
41.
Are you sure it's not 42.75?
No, it's 41. 41 exactly.
41. I'll take a 10-point range on the Crable. That's easy. We could do that. All right, guys.
I just like that 31. I mean, break of that 31. I'll take that for sure.
Forty-one. 41
41. 31 to 41.
Was an official alert. Here's a little sell setup starting to form, but I just don't like. Not a lot I like about it right now. If anything, you treat it like an M now. So if you want to do it, put a sell stop in. I knew that zone needed to be adjusted, so I'm going to adjust some zones here in a minute. What's Crable? The Crable is you take the 10-minute, the
30.
first 30-minute opening range. So the high of that first 30 minutes between 9:30 and 10:30, and then you take the low of that opening number range. And usually the Crable trade you want to do on narrow range days. So if you get a really narrow range between 9:30 and 10, you simply just put a sell stop at the low and a buy stop at the above. Now, obviously, you can trade in the middle, but typically it'll break out one direction or the other, and that's the Crable trade. It's just a breakout trade. That's it. So Yeah, I do. I like the Crable. Yes. Yes. Everybody in the ES room, we're doing a 12 p.m. special training. It's going to be all the little questions, all the little nuances that everybody's having some issues with. Everything. Anything from trailing stops to adjusting your ATM to targets using the ATR to just all the little nuances, when to move your stop, when to take your first profit target. All kinds of little things. I've got a lot of good questions. We got questions on the volatility number. Let's see. We got some stuff. I mean, people have emailed me. People have emailed me some topics that they want to go over. So it's going to be recorded. It's a good question. Technically, your stop is the other side of the range.
Yeah, it's
technically,
supposed to be the other side. Yeah.
but I tend to move. If the Crable doesn't work right away, I tend to squeeze my stop down pretty quick. So typically, your stop. I mean, you think about it like this: if you take the Crable trade, do you really want to take a 10-point stop? No. Use a stop that you normally would feel comfortable with. That way, if it doesn't work, you get out and move on. If it works, then hey, hallelujah, you got it.
Yeah. A lot of people like to let it break too and come back and retouch it and take it there with the stop above that.
All right, Stan.
Swing.
See you at noon. Good job this morning. Yeah, you can do that too. Take the retrace and enter the Crable then. Which is really the thing you do with almost any breakout trade, right?
Correct.
So that's kind of what you want to see.
I honestly just like that 41.31. I just that it all lines up clean today. So if it does break through there, I think you got a pretty good odds.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah, or up to, yeah. I'm more leaning.
Well, yeah, we're in a
Down.
downtrend. Big downtrend.
No, but the up's good too.
People are starting to realize that, you know what, just because companies had some good earnings doesn't mean they're doing that well.
Right.
Who was it that just laid off thousands of people? It was one of the tech companies. Who was it?
Was it Amazon?
Laid off thousands. What's the Amazon?
I think it was Amazon. Yeah. I thought I read that somewhere.
IBM.
IBM?
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
IBM always lays off people. Yeah, Amazon. It had to be Amazon. Yeah, IBM's laying off people left.
I read something about Amazon laying off a bunch of people.
This is kind of funny. So every time IBM has started layoffs, you look back in history. I don't know where I found this article, but they were like, you want to know when a recession is about to start? When IBM starts laying off at people, like at large amounts of people. Now, I didn't fact check this. I didn't go back and look and see exactly when, but it's an interesting thought, right? Because I remember, like my mom getting laid off in '87. Walmart laying off people is probably a lagging indicator.
Yeah.
You'd think IBM layoff because they're at the top of the little chain there. And you look at which sector. I mean, because GM owns it. Take GM and figure out which sector starts laying off people. Because GM has pretty much every product you could imagine out there. They're in aerospace, cars, life insurance. They're an insurance company. What else does GM have? They have everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a funny thing to me is I've never heard of Walmart closing stores
Yeah.
until recently.
That's like McDonald's, right? They don't close. They don't go out of business.
Right. Like but Amazon's got a lot to do with that. Amazon has a lot to do with the Walmarts of the world closing stores. So I don't know if I correlate that to recession as much as I would IBM laying people off or Amazon. Now Amazon starts laying people off, then now you're like, okay, let's see what's going on here. You guys know what we're doing, right? Everybody knows that we're waiting for this to come back up somewhere to probably 44 this time to short it. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Say yes. I know it. We're waiting for the top of the range. Okay. Thank you. Let's see if we can do some stuff fun. Yeah, Amazon. Have you ever known anybody that works at Amazon, Paul?
Believe it or not, my son did when he was younger.
Did he say it was the worst job ever?
He didn't like it. It didn't last long, let's put it that way.
They did. Just screwing around, see if I can draw a bigger trend line here. Everybody I know said that it was like we're going to boot camp or something.
Yeah, he was. It didn't last long. He didn't like it.
That almost works. Yeah. Okay. Give ourselves something to do here. Itty bitty 9-tick rule. Finally got actually a decent little hook on stochastics, but I'm thinking the same thing here, guys. You gotta look for those M's here. I mean, if you did this and called this a little M, good job. And you should have done the sell stop. $10.30. 10:30. We have nowhere to reverse to.
As I say.
I think